Welcome back, everyone. So just wanting to touch again on improving your writing. So how to improve your writing. Of course, always check your grammar and spelling, and not only of an article that you write, but everything. You know, if you write to an editor, you send an email, SNS posts, your pitches, whatever you send out, check it, I would say 3 times, just to be sure. Because again, you're representing yourself. As a manager of an English school chain, you wouldn't believe what kind of resumes and introductory letters I got for positions, you know, people wanting to teach English in Japan. Just, yeah, unbelievable. So make sure you check what you have written. I'm always surprised at how many mistakes I've made. So Steve Gillick has mentioned, yeah, make sure you have a dictionary and a thesaurus handy. I think we've touched on that. Every word has to be carefully thought out and properly spelled. You're going to get criticism. That just seems to come with the job. So I would try to use criticism to your advantage. When I've written articles at major newspapers and things like that, you get a lot of good, you get a lot of bad. Try to learn from the bad, if it's valid. You know, some people are just angry. You're going to get a lot of angry people. So that's just the way it goes. But it's a bit like the Wild West on the internet. But use it. Try to use it to your advantage and learn from it. I wrote criticism. It seems like every day the online environment becomes more and more like the Wild West. You're going to get criticized whether your articles are good or not. It seems to be the way of things now. Be true to yourself and know in your heart that you did all that you could to be accurate and truthful. Do not take online criticism seriously unless it is valid. If it is, try to learn from it and do not repeat the same mistakes again. On being creative, Steve Gillick suggests, be creative. You may not be able to make a comfortable living writing travel, but it's certainly an enjoyable, challenging, and satisfying career. Everything you look at, everywhere you travel, becomes part of the career you have chosen, and this helps you to be creative in your travel writings, as well as in the topics you may want to pitch. I go back to birding, which I started to get interested in many years ago. I started to talk to tourist boards about promoting birding. They mentioned it on their website, but they rarely include it in media trips. I heard about a nature festival in Cuba and started chatting with the director of the tourism board. Eventually I was invited to attend the festival, and I wrote about it. On another occasion, I went on a personal birding trip to see snowy owls in eastern Ontario. An editor accepted an article on the subject as something unique and creative. So Steve's pointing out, a different niche. So he's talking about bird watching, and he really loves that. So he can bring that love to his articles. Anyone can write, a restaurant review or a review of a place, but can you take a certain angle with it, be it bird watching or what have you. So try to think about what niche would suit you. Personally, I often write just off the cuff. I think I've mentioned in other videos, I have a favorite place that I go to, which is a park that looks just like my home country, Canada. And I often just let it flow, but that's me, and that's not everyone. But I often don't do that. I often have a plan and an outline and work it out that way. And probably that will work best for you. I always write an article at least 3 times, and I check it each time, and I leave it for a few days and check it. And if I can have a friend check it, I do that. Or of course I've got the editor as well. But you can't rely on the editor totally. They're busy as well. It should be very polished before it goes to the editor. Make sure you're careful about word limits. If an editor wants 1,000 words, try not to go over it. Try to get as close to it as you can. They probably have limited space in the magazine or newspaper. Again, I've touched on this in other videos, but maybe it's worth going over once more. People are people wherever you go. You need to be sensitive to other cultures. You need to be very careful about your word choice. Does your wording mean something different in another country? So you really need to be careful of that. Steve Gillick talked about meeting someone and he had a t-shirt on from Guatemala. And this person commented, there are a lot of poor people there, but they don't know any better, so I guess they're happy. And he was stunned to hear that. And he feels that people are people wherever you go. We all have the same feelings. They're probably not happy about being poor. I mean, I'm paraphrasing what I think Steve is getting at. So you need to approach your writing from that frame of mind, with kind of a sympathetic viewpoint and not like a Canadian or Aussie, Australian. So keep that in mind when you write. Thank you for watching. Please let us know how you're doing in the comments below. And please find us on Facebook. We got a group and a page, How to Be a Travel Writer. And please take my course at Udemy, How to Be a Travel Writer. Thank you for watching.